guys, it's Black Rat from 287 and welcome to the channel. So today we're gonna do a video about the Eden Bounty. So we are in the second season of the Eden Bounty. Of course, I'm not gonna explain how the Eden Bounty works because I already made a video in the last season about it. So in this video, we're gonna review all the skills that you can apply to your legions. So last season I was doing the skills each time that we were unlocking them, but actually it was pretty boring to be doing videos for each two skills. So I'm gonna just do a big video and we're gonna talk about all the skills, and I'm gonna give you advices with what type of legion you should be pairing those skills to make the better use of them, because obviously there's some skills who's gonna work better with some type of legions or against some type of legions. So we're gonna see all of this together. So we're gonna start to see what we have as a hero. So we have the Brave. So the Brave, when we upgrade him, we're gonna have a bonus of 50% might. Cicero, we're gonna have 50% of resistance. Then we have Charles the Great, who's gonna give you also 50% troop resistance. Dach gonna give you 50% might. Cao Cao gonna give you 20% bonus on the workshop speed, so very important in the early to finish him as quick as possible. Then we have Avalanche, who is giving 50% healing speed coalition base camp, also very good. And then we have Hulk, who's going to give also 20% workshop speed. Then Sakura workshop speed also of 20%. And in the last we have Rozen Blade, who is giving so troops, I guess troops do and receive troops deal more damage and take less damage for 5%. It's not a big bonus, but it's actually very significant. So that's the heroes that we have. So now we can check also the bonus but it's exactly the same. So you're gonna have the three first heroes. When you finish, you're gonna have 20% siege attack damage. When you finish those three, you're gonna have 20% siege defense damage, and the last one's 20% damage in known siege battles. This is really the most important one, the one that you're going to benefit the most. So really important to finish those heroes very quick. And then we're going to go for the skills, and we're going to start with Cao Cao. So Cao Cao gonna increase all squads might by 50% and the marching speed by 50% too. So this skill for me is not that really interesting for now. The bonus of might is not something that important in your legion, and the speed by 50% is cool. It's gonna be not interesting to use it as a speed legion because you can't put it for example, because the three speed heroes, Cao Cao is one of them, so you can't pair the skill with the same hero, and the bonus of the hero is better than the bonus of the AIDING skill. So this can be interesting if you are taking tiles fast and you want to put it, for example, on an avalanche to make her faster to clean or something like this, but it's not something that interesting to use in fight. So I'm talking only about fight. So I really don't use that much this kind of skill, because in last season we had also another speed hero, I don't remember which one, but we had one that you can also use for the, I guess it was Lionheart or something. So now let's continue with the Brave. So we have Freezing Gaze. So first 3 turns of the battle, we have 80% chance each turn to disarm 2 enemy squads within range. So 80% is really a high chance. This skill is a really good skill from the Brave. It works only for 3 turns and it's gonna disarm 2 enemy squads each turn. It's strong, but why are we gonna use this? So disarming, for those who don't know, when an enemy is disarming, he can't do basic attacks, but he can still do skills. So basically this disarming gonna be very strong against the heroes who do a lot of basic attacks and base their damage on basic attacks. So we're gonna base all of this, let's say, with 4 type of legions that we are using right now. So you have the infantry ones, the counterattack Herald type legion. So this is the first type of legion that we consider. So the Herald. Then you have a second type, which gonna be the cavalry scale damage. So all those legions with Roland, Avalanche, Tura Cartel, Dawn, all those heroes who are working together. Then we have a third type of troop that it's going to be the glass cannon legions. So obviously the Sendiata legion. So usually you're going to have with Rozen and Farah. And also another one, but paid one, it's going to be the legion with Beowulf, which is extremely strong. So Warden, Ramses and Beowulf. So it's also glass cannon who use a lot the basic attacks. And then as a last type of legion that people are playing, we're going to consider the legions with Henry. So Henry is a good hero. You usually gonna see it always in one legion, so you can see it with the Hunk, Cleopatra Henry, or the Hunk, Henry, Sakura. You have also the Gustav Hellfire Henry, who is working well. So we're gonna base ourselves with those 4 type of troops. So for example, in this one, this skill, of course, you can put it in any legion. It's going to work very well. It's just a debuff on the enemy, so it's not going to increase any of your skills. It's just going to debuff the enemy. But this is going to be very strong to use against those glass cannon legions who works with basic attacks. So basically, this is going to be very strong to use against a Sendiata legion or a Beowulf legion. So interesting skill, but it's gonna really work depending the enemy. It's gonna be really less important if you're gonna use, for example, this against the Herald really don't gonna care about this. So all the infantry legions not gonna care. Also the Avalanche not gonna very much be affected from this. So this gonna work very well. So if you know that you are facing especially Beowulf, when you're gonna face those strong players, you can use this to help you. So then we're gonna continue with intermission. So it's a Cicero. I'm gonna click to the maxed effect. So Cicero skill. So we have 60% chance to have 2 random enemy squads to enter the armor break statue. So you're gonna apply, this is also a debuff actually. It's a debuff on the enemy, and the enemy is gonna lower 200% defense for 2 turns. So also debuff for the enemy, so reducing the defense of the enemy of 200%, it's not bad. The chances are, well, 60%. I don't really like, it's always one chance of 2. If the skill is good, it's not a top skill for sure, but if you have it and you can use, why not for now. With which type of troop we can actually we can actually use this is in any kind of troop actually, because it's just a debuff. You're gonna reduce the defense and you're gonna just make more damage on them. So any type of legion gonna work with this. You can put anyone. There's no specific legion that I'm gonna tell you, oh, this is gonna be way better. No, it's gonna work with any, but it's not a top choice for me as a legion to play. I don't think it's gonna, I think we're gonna have better skills. Let's see. Then we have the God's Smite, and it's a skill from Dach Tengri. So starting turn 4. So it's gonna start in the round 4. Each turn there's a 70% chance to make 2 random enemy squads within range not able to recover troops and reduce the damage taken by 2 random friendly squads damage taken by 25%. Well, it's already maxed. Okay, the chance just changing. Okay, in when it's maxed. So here we have also a debuff. So reducing the healing and make your allies more tanky, but it's gonna start in the round 4. So this means one thing: this not gonna be working very well in glass cannon legions, because all your damage gonna be made in the 3 first rounds. So all the legions who have Sakura, the legions with Henry Sakura, the glass cannon legions, forget this. This skill not gonna be that great, but this skill gonna be good to play against the healing legions like Harald, and actually all the legions who have heal. This is gonna be really good because you're gonna reduce the heal after that round 4, and the tankiness is not that incredible, the damage took, but it's more about the reducing heal. So you gonna put in any legion this except the glass cannon legions and those legions with Sakura. Of course, the other legions it's gonna work, especially against the Harald type, gonna be very great. And also one here that it's gonna work, it's gonna be Tura Cartel, because Tura Cartel, I think it's his hate skill that's gonna make him increase his critical when he's eating a legion who have a debuff of healing like this one. So this gonna be also interesting to think to use on a Tura Cartel, for example, to counter Harald. It's gonna be really great actually to use on Tura Cartel. Yeah. Then let's go for the next one. We have Legend of Europe, and it's charred great. Let's max this. For the first 4 rounds, you're gonna increase the damage dealt by 2 random squads of your side by 20%, and it's stackable for up to 4 times till the battle ends. So it means you can go until 100 bonus. It's a good bonus. It's interesting. It's gonna start after, so you're gonna start to accumulate the bonus in the 4 rounds, and then it's gonna stay until the battle ends. So actually also not very great to use in the glass cannon legions, because you're gonna get the maximum bonus in the round 4, and it's actually when the damage are reduced for glass cannon legions, especially the Sendiata. So I would actually think that this will be really great to use with heroes that are making more damage after the round 4 and until the end of the battle. So I am especially thinking about Harald, because Harald gonna make more damage on the end of the battle. So he's gonna benefit from this because he's doing more damage, and he's gonna get, of course, the bonus, the bigger bonus as possible. So it's gonna be great for him. Also, another hero that it can works well because I think that Dawn is a good hero, and you're gonna see it in this Eden. I guess we're gonna see this Legion. We've done Roland and Tura Cartel seems really good actually, and Dawn also gonna benefit from this because he also gonna do more damage on the end of the battle, because he have a kind of debuff that he reduce the defense of the enemy or something like this. I don't really remember. I'm not still very familiar with all the bonuses of the new heroes, of course, so we're gonna check actually to be sure what we are saying. Where's my Dawn? Where's my Dawn? Is here. I guess it's this skill. So after launching a normal attack, 1% chance to do physical damage to the forest, enemy squad, blah blah blah, and steal 100%. Yeah, each time that we're gonna do this skill, we're gonna steal the target might. So actually, nah, still might. Yeah. No, it's not really this. The counter attack. Yeah, actually, I was thinking that he was increasing his might, but it's not increasing his might. I was wrong actually. So after doing a normal attack, 100% chance to do 300 physical damage to the forest enemy squad and steal 100% of the might. Stackable for 8 layers. Okay, so he's gonna reduce actually the damage of the enemy and not gonna boost himself. So it's not really working what I was saying. So my bad. My bad. I was thinking he was increasing his might when he was doing this, so it's not really the case. I think I have an hourly to do. Okay, this one not really important, but I'm gonna do it actually. I usually don't do my orders in the video, but now I'm just gonna do what I need to do. So really I'm gonna just do this real quick. Sorry guys, just boost this. I am pushing for my enhanced troops, especially for infantry. I really need them. And now let's go back to our subject. So we were not here, we were here, we were on Charles the Great. So yes, so yeah, this skill gonna work, actually gonna be working very well with Harald. I think I'm gonna just use this one for Harald. Next one, Cavalry Awakened. So we already had this, we already had Avalanche, so nothing new. It's going to increase resistance and damage and demolition value, so it's going to be interesting if you are attacking buildings to use it, but not that great for the fighting. Then we have Helk Fixed Bayonets. So the first 3 rounds, 2 random friendly squads have 70% chance to be sober. So for those who don't know, sober, it's a statue that you can't get silenced, disarmed, suppressed, or confused, and it's going to increase 50% increase might. So the bonus of might is not great. The sober chance only in the first 3 rounds. Well, I don't think this is a good scale, but it's going to be good for one case and one case only. This is going to be really good to actually counter the brave skill, because the brave skill, you're going to use it to counter those legions who are glass cannons like Sendiata. And if you are Sendiata, you can use this to counter the brave skill. So actually this skill gonna counter the brave skill. So important when you're gonna play your glass cannon legion, you can use a kind of skill who increase your damage or something like this, or you can try to use this as a defensive skill against the people who are gonna use this. So gonna be interesting to use. I think I'm gonna probably use it if I had a glass cannon legion. I would use this because this gonna avoid a lot that your, because actually that's the weakness of the glass cannon legions. The only weaknesses they had is if there's heroes that are confusing them or silencing them, who don't let them do their damage in the first rounds, because if they can do the damage in the first rounds, the Legion don't have great chances to win. So very good skill to counter the Brave one. That's interesting to think if you are playing, for example, Sendiata. I guess that's the most important there. Then we have Sakura Blossom. So we have the first 3 turns, 2 random enemy squads take 50% additional damage. So it's a debuff for the enemy. You're gonna make 50% more damage on them on the 3 first rounds. And this is obviously simple to understand. This is gonna work extremely well with Sendiata, of course, because it's gonna buff the first rounds. You're gonna do even more damage on the first rounds, and that's when Sendiata is the strongest. So when he does the most damage, because the Sendiata Legion, the job that she have or it have is to destroy the enemy in the first rounds, to kill the most soldiers as possible so they can win the battle. So this is going to be very good to use with your Sendiata, or also it's going to be very good to use with Henry. Henry also going to be doing a good job with this, but obviously the people who play Henry with Sakura can't use it like this. So if you are using for example, Hunk, Cleopatra, Henry, or any Legion with Henry, going to be interesting, but not as interesting as Sendiata. This is clearly made for Sendiata. Actually, the Sendiata Legion going to be choosing between those two. The problem going to be choosing. So, or you choose to get more damage, but you have the risk to have an opponent Legion who are using this skill and gonna really hit very bad on you, or you're gonna use this as a defensive and you're gonna be avoiding the Brave skill. So that's a choice to make. Of course, the game have some random things on it. You don't really know who you're gonna fall when you're gonna launch your Legions. So it's a kind of strategy. What's the best defense attack? You need to choose. And then we have Rozen Blade and its swarming attack. So during the first 3 rounds, all friendly squads gain 100 combat speed and a 70% chance to deal 2 basic attacks on each turn. Effects of the same type cannot be stacked. So here, classical skill for a Glass Cannon Legion, of course, because we use Rozen with Sendiata. So we can't put this on the Legion with Sendiata, obviously, because everyone plays Sendiata with Rozen already, so it's not really gonna be possible to use it there. You need to use it in another Legion, and in my opinion there's 2 Legions that it can be interesting to use this. It's gonna be the Legions with Henry. So any Legion with Henry gonna be interesting, because Henry, more sources of damage he is gonna be doing, more damage he does. It's not more damage, it's more attacks, more number of attacks he's gonna do. He's gonna be doing more damage. So this is gonna be very interesting to use in any Henry combo. Any combo will work very well for him, but especially it's gonna work even better the one with Sakura. So the Hunk Henry Sakura with this gonna be even more better, because he already gonna be having the buff from Sakura to make more damage in the first round, so it's going to be even more interesting. But very good to play with Henry, and also very good to play with another hero, and it's going to be with Dawn, because as you saw, each time that Dawn do a basic attack, he's going to cast his skill. So if he does twice in the round, even better, because he's going to cast twice the attack, and he's going to reduce the might of the enemy, as we saw, even more. So this skill going to be very interesting for Henry. In my opinion, top 1, it's going to be Henry. But also, we need to test it with Dawn to see what it's going to... how it's gonna work actually, but I think it's gonna be really good also to play with Dawn. So actually the Legion which is really working well is Dawn with Roland and Tura cartel. So yeah, something to try. Why not? Why not? But in my opinion, Henry top one. So we did all the skills. So I hope I helped you to choose with what legion you're gonna put which skills. So I guess you have all the cards now to understand. It's very interesting. We have some strategic choices that we're gonna need to make, especially with some skills who counter other skills. So very interesting strategically. I actually really like that they put this. It's really interesting. We can have some different strategy and approaches. I don't think it's going to be great to try to make new legions with hero. I tried last season. It really doesn't work at all, because I tried to combine some heroes who works very well with this sparkly skill, and it was really not giving good results. So I don't think it's going to work this season also. You just need to use the legions that you always use and try to apply the skill that you think gonna work the best. So we are done with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I see you soon for the next. Peace out.